tell? No more. That's your only warning. Do you understand? All right, so surface area of prisms and pyramids. We talked yesterday, prisms have the two ends. This is like prism. What does a pyramid look like? It's different how? It's going to be what? Caden?
It's like triangles.
It's going to have triangles that go up to a point on top. So we are going to be looking at both of those. Both prisms and triangles. Now, how to find the surface area? Find the area of each face. Make sure you're copying. Okay. Autumn, you'll have to make sure, listen, Autumn, keep the 2 pages and then I'll post this later. You'll actually hear this when you watch it. All right, so find the area of each face and add all together. So for the surface area, it's a 3-dimensional figure like this. This is made out of cardboard. Okay, it has a net that could be cut and open, and it's going to have how many faces? Catalea, how many faces does this rectangular prism have? It has a top and bottom. It has a front and back. It has a left and right. It has 6. So this has the 6 faces, and that's what we're going to be finding. Now, if you have different color highlighters, crayons, markers, this could be helpful. Because I want you to notice we have 3 numbers. We are not going to just multiply those 3 together. When we talk about volume, we're going to do that. But we're breaking this down, just like we did with composite figures, into shapes. Give me one of the numbers that you see. Give me one of the numbers, DeMarcus, for this rectangular prism. Any of the 3. Give me one. All right. So, 4, I have as a number. I want to know on this figure what measurements are 4. Definitely the one that's right next to it. So I'm going to highlight that. What other measurements are going to be 4 that it may not be written next to, but I know because we have rectangles, they're going to be 4s. Where else would I find a 4? The one that's above it, right? So right across would be another 4. Is there any other 4 on that rectangular prism? Caden?
On the other side.
Be a little more specific. Left, right, bottom.
Left and right, on the other side, it'll be a
Okay, so on the top rectangle, you have that same number on both. So we have 4 of them. We have 4 here, and then 4 on that other side. Jonathan, give me another number that is a measurement for this rectangular prism. We've done 4. What's another number that you see?
1.
Okay, so there's a 1. So I'm going to highlight that with green. All right. Where do you think there's going to be a measurement of 1? The one that's right next to it, right? Okay, so I'm going to make that green. Do you see any other sides that have 1 for the measurement? Catalea, do you see any other sides that has 1 for the measurement? So if this is a rectangle, if this is a 1, where else is it going to be a 1? Does this rectangle have another side that's a 1? Don't know. What do you think, Sienna?
I think it could be that one right here.
The one that's right here. So that's a 1. Okay, so we have 2 of them. Are there any other measurements that could equal 1? Any others? What do you think, Lacey?
On the other side.
Yeah, they're all other sides, right? Right across from it. So how many measurements of 1 do you see? 3. Okay. Any other measurements that we have on this rectangular prism? Killian, what other measurement do you notice? 7. It's a 7. So we have a 7. What would be a measurement of 7? Definitely the one that's right next to it. So the longest one, we have 1 here. How many other measurements of 7 do you see?
The back.
The back? Any others? The one that's in the Front. We don't need the light on. Put that away. Thank you. All right, so we have this one as well. So how many 7s do we see? 3. How many 4s do we see? 3. How many 1s do we see? 3. How many faces do we see? Raise your hand if you can tell me how many faces we can see. Killian? We only see 3, but how many does it have is going to be what, Lacey? 6. Now we're going to find the area of each of these figures. So for the front, we're going to say this is the front. All right, so for the front, how am I going to find that area? What am I going to do, Marion, to find the area of the front? I agree. This is a 1. This is a 1. So 7 times 1 equals 7. Is that the only 7 that we have? If the front is 7, then the back is 7. All right. Now let's look at the top. Here is the top, and it's a rectangle. How am I going to find the area of the top? What am I going to do? Keontae, how am I going to find the area of the top? This is the top. What am I going to do to find the area? Doesn't have any numbers, but it does have the colors that are shown. So what is this going to be? Okay, so I'm going to have a 7. And then what does this represent?
4.
So I'm going to take 7 and 4. And what do you get for a total? Nice. All right, so the top is 28. Is that the only face that equals 28? Okay, so what is the other one going to be, Lacey? The bottom. So I have 7, 7, 28, 28, a left side, and a right side. So for that, what are the measurements for that rectangle? Ramelia, what are the measurements for this right-sided, right or left side?
4.
And what am I going to do with them? What do I get?
4.
So that's a 4. So the left side is a 4. If the left is 4, what is the right? 4. What is the total surface area? Whatever you're chewing on, put in the trash can, please. Well, Miss Charlotte's not in here right now, so I sure hope you finish it. No, stop. Finish it. We don't come in eating things from other classes. Okay, so go ahead and finish that. And then if you have more, you can eat it later, okay? Okay. Question? No, ma'am. All right, total surface area. How do I find the total surface area? What am I going to do, Kaden?
You have to add 28%.
Sure would be nice to have Desmos. Why don't we open it up? Open up Desmos so that we can find the total surface area. Adding all of our areas together. Shh, please stop talking. Turn around. At your seat, please. Raise your hand when you have an answer. What are you going to get for the total surface area? Make sure it's a complete answer. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces that we're putting together. What do you get for the total surface area? It's going to be what? Amarion. Say it again.
78.
Complete answer. Do we agree with 78 inches squared?
Yeah.
Okay. We have 78 inches squared. Remember, if it's area, it's flat. Okay? And this is flat. Even though it's a three-dimensional figure, we're only looking at the space on each face. We're not filling the box. We'll get to that, but right now we're not. All right, for the next one, we have a triangular prism. So for the prism, we have to find the area of each side. What measurements do we have? What are my measurements that we see? Look at the triangle. What do we notice about the triangle? Jaquel, you need to be in Desmos too. Are you getting there? Okay, just making sure you can get there, okay. So what measurements do I see on the triangular prism? What do you notice? Adriana, what measurements do we have? Okay, so the 4 is for the triangle, right? Are all sides on that triangle 4? Says 4 here, says 4 here, and it is going to be, if this is 4, right, then this has to be 4. So all of those are 4, so I'm going to put all that in one color, okay? All right, what else do we notice? Do we have any other measurements? Killian?
10.
What's 10? That's a part of the what? Is that part of my triangle? What shape is that a part of? What does that shape look like? 4 sides, it's a rectangle. So I'm going to highlight that, which is 10. Is that the only 10 we see? What else do we notice? There's this one?
Yeah.
Okay, this would also be one. I agree. What else is 10? What else is 10? Is that it? Yes. Yeah, we can do that. Please stop talking. Stop talking. I'm asking, is there anything else that has a measurement of 10? Okay, so actually somebody brought up a good point. This triangle also has all 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Do I have everything colored in? Is there any other 10s? Any line that I haven't highlighted? The top. What is the measurement of the top? All of those are 10 that are connecting the triangles together. Now, if I'm going to find the area of the triangle, what formula am I going to use? What's the formula for finding area of a triangle? Or what process do we do? I have this highlighted, but this square is important because I have to do what? Find the what? What does this 5 represent? The what? The height. So this is the height. So how am I going to find the area of the triangle? What do I do with the base and the height, Lacey? What do I do with the base and the height?
Multiplying
Okay, so what is my base and height?
5 and 4.
So 5 times 4, is that all I have to do? 5 times 4. Okay, but what do I have to do? Last step. Because it's not a quadrilateral, it's only a triangle. Remember, if we have a rectangle, we're dividing by 2. All right, so you have Desmos. What's 5 times 4 divided by 2? Raise your hand for bonus points if you can tell me. Catalea, we're using Desmos to help with this. Okay, so open up Desmos so you can fill that in. We're finding the area of the triangle. Jamar, what do I have? 10. Now, if the front is a triangle and it's 10, what is the back triangle going to be? 10. All right, so for the bottom, I see this as the bottom. Yes, sir? Sure. How am I going to find the area of this rectangle? Amarion, what am I going to do to find the area of this rectangle on the bottom? 10 times 4. Why not 5? Is that part of the rectangle? No, it's in the triangle. So it's 10 times 4, which equals what? Which equals? 40. So the bottom is a 40. Now, this is a separate one. Depends on how you're looking at it. Or I can look at this rectangle. Am I going to get the same result? Do I have the same numbers? What is this number? This is also 10. So, I only have 3 numbers, 4, 10, and the height of 5, which is the triangle. We don't need that for the rectangles. So, all of my rectangles are going to have what area? The left side and right side are what shape? the left and right side is what shape? If this is the front and back, what are all the other shapes that are connecting the triangles? They're rectangles. Do all the rectangles have the same measurements of 10 and 4? So what am I going to put for the left side and the right side? 40. They all have the same measurement. So if I multiply those, what do I give for a total? Or we've multiplied. Add them together for surface area. What do you get for a total? Catalea, what do you get when you add these together? Use your decimal. Don't strain your brain, just push the buttons. What do you get for a total? Sienna? 140 sounds like a partial answer. What are the units that I need? Centimeters squared. Do we agree with 140 centimeters squared?
Yes.
Okay, 140 centimeters squared. Questions? All right, so now we're going to look at another prism and a pyramid. Okay, what are our helpful formulas? The two shapes that we're working with are what and what? DeMarcus, what are our two shapes that we've worked with for the last 3 or 4 days? Yep, rectangles and triangles. So, we're going to put rectangle, area, and we're going to put triangle, area. For the rectangle area, how do I find the area of a rectangle? What parts am I using and what am I doing with those parts? So, area of a rectangle. Jonathan, how do we find the area of a rectangle? Okay, don't want this. I just want in general. How do I find the area of a rectangle? Don't remember? Anybody remember how to find the area of a rectangle? Like a square or a rectangle. It's going to be what, Lacey?
They're all equal the same size.
That's the lengths of a square, but I want the area of a rectangle. What am I doing? What parts do I need and what do I do with them? Amarion. That's what I'm looking for. Base times height. Base times height. Now, how does that fit in with a triangle? How am I going to find the area of a triangle? Is going to be what? Thank you. What am I going to do to find the area of any triangle? It's the same thing every time. I don't know. I didn't see the test. Did they give you a formula for area of rectangles or triangles on the test? No. Okay. So you had to know that. So what am I going to do, Caden? Say it one more time. I couldn't hear you. Okay. And that's always going to be what two things coming together that make a right angle? Yes. We have base times height. And there's one more step because a triangle is a part of a rectangle. So what am I going to do after I multiply base times height? That's what this is. I don't want a rectangle. I want a triangle. What am I going to do with the number that I get, Sienna? Divide by 2. Okay? So those are the two things that we're going to be working with. The rectangle and the triangle. We have a triangular prism. We drew one yesterday. So if I look at the front triangle, what are the measurements that you see on the front triangle? Catalea, on this front triangle, do we know any measurements? Okay. So for this 9 feet question, are there any other 9 feet that I can highlight? Yellow. Any other 9 feet that I can highlight yellow would be what? Adriana. Any other 9 feet? Okay, so you're right. Right in the back. That is also going to be a 9 feet. Is there any others? Or is that it? There is another one? Well, we can come back if we need to. Let's go with another color. On that triangle, what other side do we know? What's another side that we know for that, Jonathan? I know the bottom is 9. What's the other side of the rectangle, of the triangle? This is 9. I already highlighted it yellow. Is there another side that has a different measurement on the triangle? Here's the triangle. This, this, and this. Are all sides 9? What are the other sides that we see? Okay, we have a 7. Or is there any other 7? What else am I going to make blue, Killian? Yes, because do you see the marks? What do those marks mean? That they're the same. So, this and this, this and this. Those are all what measurement? 7. Do I have any other measurement that's part of the triangular prism? What's the other number that we see that's part of the prism itself? It's the largest one, which is what? 12. So, this is 12. Any others? One on the other side, opposite. That's a 12. Any others? On the top. Now, there's one other thing that we have that we need for the front of the triangle. So, I have the front of the triangle. What am I going to use to find the area of that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Multiply what? 9 and... Okay, so let's look. If this is 7 and this is a 9, do I have a right angle? I have to find the right angle. Do I have a right angle that's marked? Oh, the 9 and the 5. Right here's that right angle. So I'm going to put 9 times 5. And then what? Divide by 2. Put that in Desmos. What's 9 times 5 and divide by 2? What do you get for an answer? Is your computer not charged? Okay, then you need to have it open, please. To Desmos. Thank you. It's going to get what for an answer? And it's not going to be a whole number because we have an odd number that we're dividing by. So what do you get when you multiply and divide by 2, Caden?
22.5.
22 and 5/10. Do we agree? 22 and 5/10. If that's the front triangle, what's the back triangle? Same thing. 22 and 5/10. We have the bottom. For the bottom, looking at that bottom, because we only have the 3 rectangles, looking at this bottom rectangle, what am I going to multiply to find that area? It's going to be what? Adriana, how can I find the area of the bottom that I'm shading in? How am I going to find that area? 12, and what other numbers are part of that rectangle? 12. Looking at all this inside. What's the other side that's connected to the 12? The 9. So 12 times 9. You can put that in Desmos. What's 12 times 9? It's going to be what? 108. All right, so then it has left side, right side. We need to see if that's the same. So now I have this rectangle. What colors make that up? Is that what we used before? For this one? No, so we have different numbers. How am I going to find the area of the left side? What numbers am I using? 7 times 7 times 12. Thank you for being a timekeeper. I didn't ask you for that, though. Raise your hand if you can tell me what you get for a total. I want to finish this one, but it's up to you. What'd you get? Do we? I don't think 7 times 12 is 108.
It's 84.
84. So what's the right side? 84. I need a total. Put that in for a total, and then we can go.
It's 237.
237?
That's a lot.
It is. Anybody get 237?
Yes. 37.
Janelle, you have this right there?
Feet
I'd like to see that, please. 237 what?
Feet squared.
Feet squared. Okay, we'll pick up with the pyramid tomorrow.